Hello all, welcome to Mythic Insights. Today I am going to talk about Achilles from Greek philosophy, one of my favorite characters. I hope you've seen the 2004 movie by Brad Pitt and Eric Bana. If not, you watch it. It'll give you tremendous material for your UPSC essay writing. Okay. Now Achilles' heel, everyone knows about that concept. Every human being has a weakness, however strong, right? That's the fundamental idea. And Achilles' mother, it is said to that she held him by one of his heels and dipped him in the river Styx. He got invincibility, all parts of his body got it except the heel. Do you remember anyone from Indian mythology who had something similar? Duryodhana and Gandhari. We'll talk about that story another time. But this is the central idea of Achilles, that hugely strong, one of the greatest warriors of all time, but he had one central weakness, and that's where an arrow finally hit him and he got killed. But beyond this simple thing, there is so much to learn from Achilles' story. The first thing is that he had tremendous rage, anger and arrogance, okay? And because of that, he refused to fight due to certain things, and the Greeks suffered heavy losses during the Trojan War. And that's a central theme that you can refer to anything that talks about vanity, anger, pride, arrogance, things of that nature, right? The second thing is when he killed Hector, one of his closest friends, Patroclus, wore his helmet and impersonated him in the battle. Hector accidentally thought it was Achilles and killed Patroclus. Patroclus dies. Achilles is extremely angry, goes, kills Hector, and drags Hector's body all around the battlefield. And then King Priam, Hector's father, comes asking for Hector's body. And this is at that point that Achilles goes through a transformation from a strong warrior who's extremely brutal to this compassionate human being, and he hands the body back to King Priam. So this is an example where, seeing Priam suffering, he remembered his own suffering of seeing Patroclus's body, right? So growth through suffering. This is the central theme in Achilles' story. Anger, we saw that, and the invincibility or the fragility of invincibility. No matter how strong you are, there is a weak point. So these are the three key points of Achilles. I can think of three PYQs where you can talk about Achilles' example right off the bat. And there are so many of them, not limited to these three. The first one is, life is like a game, it doesn't begin until the opposite side comes into play, right? So this is where you can say that Achilles' transformation actually started with the conflict with Hector. And conflict is the way to evolve, right? That's the first one. The second one, I would say, is poets are unacknowledged legislators of the world. This was an essay topic in recent times. And you can say Homer's Iliad is a great example. He's teaching us so many things about codes of conduct and how we should behave. Talks about human nature of arrogance, jealousy, love, compassion, ruthlessness, mercy, all of those things, and he teaches us valuable lessons, right? And the third, my most special one is life is a long journey from being human to being humane. ये तो एकदम बना हुआ है Achilles के लिए, right? So take Achilles' example. He was human, but he became humane at the end of the experience. Another person is Ashoka, who had a similar experience, Emperor Ashoka. Of course, Ashoka is not mythical, he's historical, but definitely his experience and his what he saw in the bloodied river that caused his own transformation is another story for another time. So thank you again. I will see you next time in another episode of Mythic Insights.